Almost 2 million people in the UK are living with sight loss. Every day, 100 people start losing their sight. Around 360,000 people are registered blind or partially sighted. Without sight, the blind and partially sighted rely upon their other senses: hearing, smell, taste and touch.
Hi, my name is Nadia Ilyas. I'm 22 years old. I'm currently studying business law at St Mary's University. I have been studying business law at the university for the past 2 years. I'm in my third year and I'm going to hopefully graduate in July. I've been blind for 6 years. The causation of my blindness was I had a syndrome. It's called a Didmode syndrome. And just to also say, 6 years ago, it wasn't instant. It wasn't completely blind. First off, my vision deteriorated quite nicely, quite quickly. I couldn't cope with it then. I was very vulnerable, if you like. I was asking life questions like, why me? I had problems socialising. However, now it's been 6 years and I'm very happy to say that I've accepted my disability. I'm very confident and I'm very clear in my communication. I have clear memories to an extent, because the reason for that is because my other 4 senses I have become a lot more proactive, like my memory. Throughout the day, I would need to use all of them lock in, and all of them I need to use at some point. But the most I think I use is my touch, because even around my room or my house, I can't just stand up and walk like it would be for any, fully sighted person. I have to stand up, and the first thing I do is put my hands in front of me, and I start walking like that, because I can't see, any object such as a wall or wardrobe in front of me. So as a result, I need to touch it and move my body position out of the way so I don't bump into it. It is so much more better, my touch, that at home I managed to iron my own clothes to a moderately decent standard, that I can wear them outside. So that's how much my touch has enhanced. Also, another exemplification of my touch being a lot stronger is that I'm in the process of learning Braille at the moment. And Braille is basically a purely touch-based methodology of reading.
We went to St Mary's University and spoke to their disability coordinator, Patricia Coleshaw.
Okay, my title, or the title of my role, is Dyslexia and Disability Coordinator. Okay. So if we take somebody like Nadia, who is registered blind, we liaise with a specialist organisation who provides a note taker, and that's an electronic note taker. The note taker types the lecture notes up, and then they are sent to Nadia electronically, because she has very sophisticated software at home on her computer.
Is there any sort of other methods? Is Braille still used? Is it used here?
Indeed, if the student uses Braille, in Nadia's case, she's not a Braille user. She wasn't blind from birth, something that has occurred over her teenage years, and so therefore she wasn't dependent on Braille from an early age.
My name is Kerry. I work for Kingston Association for the Blind. I've worked here for 6.5 years now. Touch is very important, but I would say their hearing is equally important. So, for regards, if you wanted to know the time and you can't see a clock,
the time is 2:21 p.m.
Use a nice talking clock or talking watch. You can also get just watches and you just press it. You have a low-level indicator, which again, if you were relying on touch, you would have to stick your finger in your cup of boiling water, which I wouldn't recommend. So you would put some water in, wait for the beeps, then you add your milk, and you've got a continuous beep, and on a proper cup it bounces round. So hearing is very important. Also, if you were crossing a road, you would want to rely on your hearing to work out if there was any cars coming. I have 4 out of all of our people here who use Braille. Most people will rely on audio, so they will rely on hearing rather than touch. This is where touch is important. If you are operating equipment, i.e. cassette player, cooker, microwave, washing machine, if you can't read the dials, there's these little tiny things called bump-ons, which is very imaginative. But if you put that on your on switch, you can actually feel it, so you would be relying on your touch rather than any eyesight to operate the machine. So generally we would put a bump on by the play button, so you know that the button directly above the bump on is the play. And it's again on all of these, and on the cassette one we've not needed to, because actually the characters are raised.
Hi, I'm Alec Jones. I've been blind since birth. A question I always get asked is how I use my iPhone. I'm going to show you. A lot of devices nowadays have this thing that you've probably never even heard of. It's called accessibility. This is where you can change settings on your phone. Like for instance, put VoiceOver on. VoiceOver is the only thing that I use. It allows me to be able to use a touchscreen phone, just like everyone else. The way it works is, tap it once, it tells you what it is. Tap it twice, and it opens it. Then to go to a different screen, 3 fingers to the left, like this. So I'll show you how some of this stuff works. So let's open YouTube. So this is YouTube. So if I want to see what is on YouTube at the moment, I double tap in the top left. And then I know that if I wanted to watch something about sports, gaming, entertainment, let's go into entertainment. The R&IB Centre in Camden helped me when I first got my iPhone to be able to use it, especially the touchscreen features, which normally you wouldn't expect a blind person to be able to use. This allows me to keep up to date with my friends, keep up to date with social events, and just doesn't make me feel alienated from current society. And thanks to the R&IB Centre, I may be blind, but I can still use my touchscreen phone better than my mum.